Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I've got a couple updates for you on the Anheuser-Busch Dylan Mulvaney partnership. It appears that it is not going well for Anheuser-Busch. They are losing sponsorships left and right. They are having events canceled. People are coming out in full force. Celebrities, country music stars, they're making it very, very clear that they are not okay with this. And props to them. I think it's great that people are speaking up about this because I think it's an issue worth speaking up about. You know, I go a little bit further than some people when it comes to the transgender issue, but I view transgenderism as a mental illness. Now, does that mean that I want to, delete these people? No. I want them to get help. In fact, the number one advice that I would give to somebody who's trans is don't get the surgery. Because there may come a point where you come to your senses and realize that this is a fad from a cult of miserable, pathetic weirdos, and you may decide that you want to have kids. And I want you to be able to have a family. I don't want you to rob yourself of that future because if I'm being honest, I think a lot of the harm that becomes self-inflicted, I think a lot of that is from the realization that not only were you lied to, and you can never be the gender to which you were promised, but also in following that lie, you've given up your future, your family's future. It's tragic to me. So we're going to look at the result of Anheuser-Busch adopting this crazy ideology, this toxic ideology, this cult mindset, embracing all this into their ad campaign. And we're going to be looking at a video Tim Pool did, at least in part, talking about Clydesdale's canceled. Local Budweiser distributor cancels upcoming showings. That is huge. Continue the pressure, ladies and gentlemen. This is major. It's massive. Speaking of major and massive, what the hell is this? The fun post. Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, from an ad point of view, get a hot chick with big tits. That is the best way to advertise. I didn't even notice that this existed. I wasn't even paying attention, but yeah.
Anheuser-Busch is actually escalating. And the first thing I'm going to say is I'm actually really surprised at how serious people are taking all of this. I mean, I think it's an interesting story. I think it's kind of weird that Anheuser-Busch decided Dylan Mulvaney would be the brand ambassador during March Madness. In this promo that Dylan Mulvaney did, Dylan actually kind of insults March Madness fans by saying, like, I thought it was just a hectic month, but ooh, here we go. Well, people are really pissed. Really pissed. Kid Rock fires a rifle at a bunch of Bud Light, blows it up. Travis Titt says all Anheuser-Busch is done. We are hearing more of this, and now we have huge news. Clydesdale's canceled. Local Budweiser distributor cancels upcoming showings.
Amen,
this
brother.
is from ozarksfirst.com. Springfield, Missouri. This week's scheduled Budweiser Clydesdale appearances have been canceled, according to a statement from Anheuser-Busch. Local Budweiser distributor Will Fisher Distributing decided to cancel all.
By the way, that would be, I know this is a tangential point. That would be an amazing porn name. What's your name? My name is Will Fisher. I don't know. It sounds like a cool name. Will Fisher.
All of the Springfield Clydesdale showings, citing safety concerns for their employees. Anheuser-Busch has recently come under some scrutiny for its partnership with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. A popular example is Kid Rock, et cetera, et cetera. We know about this. And then we have this tweet from DC Drano with some rumors circulating as to what is currently going on, tweeting.
So I want to give my opinion on this. Actually, I'm gonna let Tim explain it first.
Scoop. Anheuser-Busch insider tells me execs are angry at release of Dylan Mulvaney can. It wasn't posted on any AB/BL social medias. It's Anheuser-Busch Bud Light social medias. And the leading theory is that a leftist manager secretly did it on their own to push trans agenda. New PR statement expected and possible lawsuit.
Okay, so I want to comment on this. I think this is bullshit. I'm just going to be perfectly honest. There is no way in hell that a low-level exec or a manager could have gotten the cans printed for this. Because understand that this would have to go through a lot of people. This isn't just one person being like, I'm going to secretly put Dylan Mulvaney. No, this is a coordinated campaign. Understand, they have to get the right paints. They have to get the right things to, they have to bring the person in, bring in Dylan Mulvaney to get the face scans. Let's see. Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light can. See if I can't pull this up. So that, gross. So understand, where is the can? I clicked on it for the frickin' picture. Okay, so this right here, this is not something that can just be done. Like, for example, let me just take a picture of Dylan Mulvaney, from the internet. No, I very much imagine that this was done in-house. And this is aluminum. So they probably had to get the right sort of paints, the right sort of coloring, the right sort of texture. This was probably a very expensive, very in-depth thing that they did. And so this isn't just some frivolous thing. This isn't something that can just be done by a single low-level manager like they're trying to imply. They're trying to, it wasn't us. No, it was you. You did this. You thought it was going to go well for you. It didn't. It backfired because embracing transgenderism at this point in time, there's no excuse for it. So, you knew what you were doing. Just fess up to it. Admit it. Take it on the chin like a man. You made a mistake. You messed up royally. You brought in this scam artist. This woman, I'd like to take a moment to apologize to women. You chose this man who mocks women every single day by dressing up and playing as a woman. You put this person who is an insult to actual women on your can because you thought that it was going to get you positive PR points. You saw that this person was invited to the White House and you thought, okay, this is safe for us to do. Well, you can do it. You can do it. It's safe for you to do in that respect. You can go ahead and do it. But I ain't buying Budweiser. I ain't buying Bud Light. I'm not buying Michelob Ultra anymore. I didn't know that Michelob Ultra was owned by Anheuser Busch. I was talking yesterday. Oh, I like Michelob Ultra, and I do. Not buying it again. No, I'll buy another beer. I'll look at the list. In fact, let's go to Twitter.com. By the way, a shout out to Elon Musk. I got my Twitter account back after years. Woo! Celebrate, baby. Tim Pool. Okay. So this portion of the video, ladies and gentlemen, is brought to you by any other beer than Budweiser, Bud Light, Kona Brewing, Michelob Ultra, Stella Artois. Well, like Stella Artois, am I right? Estella Jalisco, Busch, Natural Light, Land Shark Lager, Presidente, Whole Garden, Shock Top, 10 Barrel Brewing Company, whatever the fuck this is, Blue Point, whatever, oh, okay. Breckenridge Brewery, Cisco Brewers, Nantucket, Devil's Backbone, Elysian, Four Peaks, Golden Road, Goose Island, Carbach, Balance Brewing, Omission, Platform, Red Hook, Square Mile Cider, Vesacer, Virtue Cider, Wicked Weed, Widmer Brothers, Winwood. This portion of the show was brought to you. Sorry, not done. Babe, Cutwater, Highball, Neutral, Rita's. This portion of the show is brought to you by any beer or alcoholic beverage that is not one of these. That is not one of these. That is not one of these. And now, back to your regularly scheduled broadcast.
It's getting pretty crazy. So I'll be completely honest. I did a brief segment yesterday being like, okay, well, here we go. I didn't really think too much about it. And the video has skyrocketed. It's like 500,000+ views. I did an update this morning when Travis Tritt announced that he was getting rid of all Anheuser-Busch products. And then I tweeted, if you want to ban them or boycott them, you got to boycott these. Thousands of retweets. What I'm expressing here is I am genuinely surprised at the motivation right now from people on the right to say no to this. And it is creating a firestorm among many people. Now, following this, we have a video circulating, Matt Walsh tweeted out, of Jack Daniels doing a drag queen commercial. Now, of course, as I stated earlier, I don't care, right? There's a big difference in what I see as Dylan Mulvaney targeting children and being a product of algorithmic manipulation.
Nope, I disagree with Tim. At this point, if you embrace anything having to do with drag queens, you are not kosher in my book. Because it's become pretty clear that the left is using drag queens to push a political agenda. And by the way, you may say that, Dylan Mulvaney was being used, or drag queens were being used here in an adult form, and Dylan Mulvaney was not. But Dylan Mulvaney was being used to sell beer, which is for adults. So it is a one-for-one comparison. Do I really care that men dress up as women for burlesque? No, I really don't. In a perfect world, I don't give a shit. Do I care? Do I care that in Japan they have these men dressing up as, geishas to do plays? No, I genuinely do not care. My point is that this is being used by the modern left to push a rather repugnant and repulsive and delusional and dishonest worldview on young people, and they are robbing their future. So I do take issue with that. So no, I'm not okay with drag queens if it's okay for Jack Daniels, no. No, if you're a company pushing drag queens or LGBTQ issues or the, Black Lives Matter domestic terrorist group or anything else, if you are pushing progressive values as a company, I want nothing to do with you.
And then Jack Daniels trying to sell booze to drag queens. I really don't care. Don't target kids with this stuff. But herein lies the weirdest thing. Do these liquor companies think this is their core audience? And do they not realize the hyperpolarization that is currently occurring? Now, I have this tweet from Matt Walsh in a response from Rams Paul. And I think this is really important to understand the context of what's happening right now and what may happen. First, in this tweet from Matt Walsh, he says, here we have Fox News once again respecting the, quote, preferred pronouns of a person they correctly identify as male. This is the most powerful conservative media outlet cooperating with and promoting radical far-left gender ideology. They've been doing this for years, of course. We then have this screenshot that says, trans woman and new Bud Light partner Dylan Mulvaney now paid by Nike to model sports bras. Mulvaney recently generated controversy after being made a Bud Light spokesperson, et cetera, et cetera. And then you can see in it, less than a week after biological male and trans woman Dylan Mulvaney generated controversy, she now has a paid partnership with Nike that has her modeling its sports bras on social media. I don't care what Dylan Mulvaney does. I don't care about Dylan Mulvaney. And it's funny because the left tries to do this thing where they're like, you're just so obsessed with this person.
Okay, that's enough from you, Tim. Appreciate it, buddy, giving me the detail. Oh, have we even gotten to the details? I'm pretty sure we have, right? Is he still talking about Matt Walsh? Did you talk about... I swear to God. Oh, finally. Only 7 minutes into the video. I thought he covered it already. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I thought Tim Pool... Oh, my God. Okay.
With Budweiser, Anheuser, Busch, or anything they sponsor. Let's make it tenfold more powerful. How about, instead of just boycotting Anheuser, Busch products, anyone who is sponsored by them, you also call and complain.
Hey, Tim, I've got a much better idea. Because your idea is stupid and weird, and it's a fucking waste of time. You're going to call into a bunch of sponsors? What am I, a fucking social justice activist? No. If someone wants to be sponsored by Bud Light or Anheuser-Busch, I don't give a shit. Here's what you could do, though, Tim, because you said in your other video, and I mentioned this on Twitter, actually. Let me pull up my tweets. Oh, come on. Let's see. How the fuck do you use the thing? It's been so goddamn long since I've used this. We'll get back to that in a minute. Let's see. Where's my... Oh, here we go. I wrote, hey, Timcast. You said in your video about Bud Light, there isn't much I can do. And he said this because he doesn't drink beer. I said, I disagree. I would like to propose you start doing anti-ads. A 10 to 15 minute small icon in the corner of your vid and an ad read to enjoy beer, just not Bud Light. So basically what I just did in this video. What I did in this video by going through and reading an anti-ad, Tim Pool on Timcast IRL could have a little icon up here. It could say, enjoy beer that isn't, and it could just have the logos or have the names, if logos are, if you can get sued for that, just the names of the brands scrolling up here, just a little thing up here, 10 to 15 minutes, and then Tim can stop the show and be like, ladies and gentlemen, this portion of the show is brought to you, kind of like what I did, by any delicious, refreshing, alcoholic beverage of your choice that isn't, and then go through the names of the companies. Do that maybe 2 or 3 times. And it doesn't have to be long. It could be 30 seconds, 20 seconds. Do that periodically throughout your videos. And I tell you what, that would be the most effective thing that you could do. Tim, don't doubt me on this.
So here's what happens. You can contact this event or whatever. I'm saying hypothetically, people are contacting this event saying, I do not appreciate what you are doing, Budweiser. And so they say, okay, we got to cancel this event. But let's say there's like a bowling match or a baseball game or, whatever. Sponsored by Budweiser. You call up the company putting it on and say, because of the sponsorship you've received, we will not attend. Let's say there's a show. I'll put it this way. If I was putting on an event and we had a sponsor that was like, chicken brand chicken eggs, and the company did something egregious, and then people contacted me and said, we will, it was like, just say, we didn't realize and we won't do it again.
I mean, look, as much as I agree with Tim, and I do, he is a good source of information. He doesn't really talk much about the actual Clydesdale event. So apparently it was canceled, but he doesn't really give much detail. Tim, stop mugging and monologuing and give more fucking detail and do it near the beginning of your video. Then you can go on like a 20-minute rant. Get to the good stuff. But, ladies and gentlemen, what I want to do is I want to end things with this tweet right here. And this is one of the reasons why I am 100% in opposition to biological men competing with biological women in the name of compassion. Vivek Ramaswamy posts this. A biological man fractures a woman's skull. We used to call this violence against women. Now we call it a victory for trans rights. Listen to the woman's voice at the end. The trans cult is a mentally I was going to say mentally ill. It is a mentally ill epidemic in our country, and it needs to stop. I agree 100%.
Fox delivering the knees, and that's it. Fallon Fox. Holy cow. Game over.
Wow.
And a quick finish to our first women's $20,000 championship tournament fight.
Two winners, one knockout. Fallon, Queen of Swords, Fox.
How you feeling right now? I'm feeling excellent. That was sweet, huh? Did you like that?
Jesus. There is no defense for this. None. There's no defense for this. This woman trains every day to be in the sport. Trains every day to be a fighter. And because you have some fucking losers, some mentally deranged Karen types that think that this is compassionate, they think that putting this woman in a ring with this biological male, that is...
One knockout. Fallon, Queen of Swords, Fox.
That was sweet, huh? Did you like that? Yeah! And I want to tell everyone else, I'm coming in this tournament. Every woman in this tournament better look out. I'm freaking coming.
You
Fox delivering the knees, and that's it. Fallon Fox. Holy cow. Game over.
God. That's hard to watch. I mean, I have to say, whatever organization is putting this on, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself. I mean, genuinely, you should be ashamed. The fact that you let a man compete with women in this way, it's immoral. It's unacceptable. There are biological differences between men and women. I mean, as we can see here. As we can see in every instance when a man enters a woman's sport. I mean, this isn't justice. This isn't fair. And it's robbing women of the opportunities to compete fairly. All in the name of progress and diversity. Well, fuck your progress, fuck your diversity, and fuck you if you support this shit. I don't like seeing women get beat up by men. No. Sorry. Not going to happen. You're not going to guilt trip me into that. That's madness. Anyway, that'll do it for today's video, ladies and gentlemen. It's a massive win on the front of people wanting to fight for sanity. Canceling Anheuser-Busch, getting this event, shut down is a little win, but it is a win. And a little win can be a massive victory. Anyway, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you next time.